Good morning, it's Sarah Otis here. I wanted to come online this morning and just do a quick little video with you guys. I've kind of been out of the loop for the last week or so because last week was holidays, and then I've just been going through my own processing, my own new layers of healing, and I was quite raw and vulnerable, and I put myself into isolation to help me process it so that I could see the bigger picture of what was going on. But there's a very raw, vulnerable truth for me that most of you don't know has occurred, and right now it's kind of come up again because it's a deep memory, because it's something that would be occurring right now, and it's very emotional. So I just wanted to share this with you and how the universe came into play, the signs and the messages and the symbolism that showed up in my life to show me where I was blocking, where I wasn't allowing, where I still was resisting and not fully letting go of this deep emotion. So just to jump in, I'll forewarn you, I might cry, but that's me. That's me being authentic and me showing my truth, because that is who I am. I'm a very emotional person. So back in April, before I came home, it was in March, I found out I was pregnant with my ex-fiance. And I was both excited and scared because I was still not quite sure about him, about our future, getting him to the USA and everything else. And, being in a foreign land, I was in Nepal at the time. And it was something that the two of us had very much discussed. We were excited about having a family. So my thoughts were, if I were to have ended up pregnant before we actually got him here to the US or got married, that it was going to be okay, because ultimately we were going to live our lives out, full life together. But then those doubts started creeping in. So inside, my body was already questioning what was truly going on. And so here this baby became created. And at first, I didn't tell him because I wasn't quite sure if the baby was going to hold, because I had lost one before when I was 18 years old. So in the 1st of April, we were going through some really intense stuff, a lot of abuse, a lot of heavy emotions, a lot of traumas. And one night, I had locked myself in a room to hide from him abusing me, and my body started talking, but I was refusing to listen to it. And in the more refusing, the more it talked and the louder it got. And what it was saying is, something is not right. Listen to your gut. Why are you not listening to your gut? And at that point, all of a sudden I felt like I was going to be so sick. And I had to run to the bathroom. And when I went, yes, I had a miscarriage and I lost our baby. And the aftermath was quite intense, because he was not in any shape, form, or fashion compassionate, tender, kind, anything. He was very ugly about it, and actually accused me of being with another man. So, that's just the level of where he was. It's not right or wrong, good or bad. That was where he was. So, because of that trauma of not feeling accepted by the man I was going to marry, telling him that our child died inside of me and I lost it, meant nothing to him. It caused me to take it inside so deep that I didn't want to share it with anybody, because I didn't want to have that same level of ridicule and judgment placed upon me once more over something so tender and raw as losing a baby. A baby that is a gift from God. It's a miracle. So when I came home, not only was I unraveling from the abuse, unraveling from the miscarriage, and so many more layers that I will talk about later, I had to go and stuff a lot of this, because I didn't tell my family for the longest time. I think it was in June before I told my mother. And yesterday, I told my father. And that was really hard. But over these months, I've had so many people offer me kitty cats, and I just said, no, I don't, I want to still be traveling. And once I commit to something, I'm committed. And something as such as cats, you know, they can be with you for a long time. My first cat I had for 18 years, and my second 3 cats I had for 14 years. And they become part of you. They're your children. They may be furry, but they're still your kids. And I had been resisting and resisting and resisting. So this last group, there was a colleague of mine had offered me some kitty cats. Well, I had commented on these precious little babies, and she asked if I wanted them, and I was like, I don't know. I was ho humming about it. I wasn't quite sure, because it meant that I was going to have to open myself up and allow others in. And that was like, no, the fortress wall is growing taller, taller, taller. And I went into freak out mode, and I shut down. And she replied back to me I told her what was coming up, what levels of fears, vulnerabilities, because the fact that I still wanted to travel and all that, but I still wasn't telling her the main point, because I hadn't quite fully grasped it either. So the night came to go pick up these babies. Well, first, let me backtrack. She said to me, are you willing to allow unconditional love to come to you and you give it away? And when I read that, that was just like, it hit home so intensely. And I said, bingo, she nailed it. Because through all of this, so often when we are traumatized or we go through some kind of heartache, we shut ourselves off from everyone for fear of being hurt again. And that's what I had done. I had cracked the door just a teeny bit to let my parents and my family in, but that was it, and the door had shut back and the deadbolt key thrown. I wasn't allowing anyone in because my level of trusting others was squashed. The fiance, he's now ex, if you all don't realize that, he just totally blew up my level of trust of myself, of anyone. And that's something I'm working on. So it's a process. And you don't need to beat yourself up if it takes longer than you think it should. Or the thing is, so many people have given their opinions, their projections on me, what I should be doing, what I should be feeling, where I should be. That, there's no right or wrong about that. That's okay, and I appreciate them. But you have to listen to you and allow your soul and your heart to tell you what is right for you. And when you come upon these things that are so scary, that's where you need to dig deeper into that wound, because it's coming up, because it's really wanting you to say, hey, let's look at this a second chance. A second time. What did I miss the first time? What am I seeing now? What's being shown to me? And how could I do it differently? And then show up. And that's where I've been. And so the night that I went to pick up the babies, I was sobbing. I was boo-hooing. And my colleague didn't quite know. She just probably based it on what I had told her so far. So as I had already loaded the cats in the car and I was putting some things in the trunk, I told her that this was the anniversary of my baby's birth. My baby should be, if I had carried it without losing her, or him, I was told, the baby would be born this month, probably around Christmas time. So this is a raw time for me. And it brings up a lot of memories. And plus I'm hitting a lot of anniversaries of my firsts with my ex-fiance. We had just reconnected. We're living together and started our traveling. And there was all those vulnerabilities and fears that came up because I was seeing things that I was suspicious of and had fears about. And he still had such a mask on. He was hiding. And but those were things I needed to experience for me to grow, learn, and heal. And these are the things that you guys are having occur in your lives as well. So by letting these kittens, there's 2 of them, they're precious, they're playing right now. If I could get them, I'll show them to you. They came in as a symbol from the universe to say, my dear child, are you ready to allow love into your life again? And love is not necessarily romantic love. Love is the highest vibration, and it's love for oneself, love for others, love for the universe, love for Mother Earth, love for friends and family. And then you have the romantic love. They're just asking in general, are you willing to allow love in and to give love once more? Because I've been giving love, but it's very guarded, very limited. It's through a screen. I don't let anybody in my house right now because that's where I am. That's my level of safety and security I'm feeling right now and where I need to be. And as I work through more of my vulnerabilities and fears, I'll be back out there. So don't push yourself beyond what you're capable of doing at the time and judge your progress, my dears. Because everything happens in divine time and order. And you need to love yourself through all of this. And if things are too much, then you need to retreat back and see what it's mirroring to you. Because everything is a mirror, constantly mirroring to us. So when something intensely comes up, step back and be like, wow, someone put a mirror in front of the situation. What would it be showing me? What is it telling me? What do I need to know? What do I need to change? What do I need to heal, release, let go of? That's what this time is about. And there's no better time than the end of the year. We're ending a 9-year cycle. And in January 1st, we're going to start a 1 year, a whole new cycle of 9 years. So, and plus we're going to be hitting a Mercury retrograde later in the month. And that is a time for rewind, review, to look at what's happened since the last Mercury retrograde, which I think was back in August, and see the progress we've made, what still needs a little tweaking, what still needs a little work, so that you can surrender the things that are no longer serving your life and your purpose. They're just burdens weighing you down. And when you can let them go in your time, then it will have a grander purpose. And then it will reveal to you how you can use your story to help another. Because love the people's hearts that have in their kindness have wanted to help and just said, just let it go. Just like my students would say, ma'am, just throw it, let it go. That's what they're taught. Monks are taught you don't hold on to emotions, you don't hold on to things, you just throw it, let it go. Well, I grew up in a society where we're very emotional people. We hold on to things. We're told, yeah, we're not allowed to express it. We're supposed to eat it, suppress it, and in time, yeah, get over it. But that's one of the worst things you can say to someone who's in the thick of it and is going through a lot of emotional trauma. Don't tell them, just get over it, let it go. It's not that easy, and you need to process it to ultimately let it go. And so just know, allow it in due time. Okay? So if anything you get from this message is continue to listen to your gut. What is it telling you? What are you stopping yourself from doing for fears getting in the way? And where are you limiting yourself? Because so much of my fears was limiting me from showing up for authentically, fully with you guys. There's some things I really want to share that's going to help not only you guys, but myself. But they're very raw. and vulnerable. There's some of my deep wounds and things I've been going through these last 2 years. But the thing is, when I came back this lifetime, I chose to be a way shower, a catalyst, a change maker, meaning that I experience and go through things that most couldn't bear to go through. There's some of your hardest tragedies, traumas, heartaches, illnesses, accidents, anything, everything. I mean, those of you who know me know I've gone through a lot. But I've gone through a lot so you guys don't have to go through as much. That way I can pass on my wisdom that I have gained. Because they said the strongest and most courageous people have the most wisdom. Because they've gone through the most. Because they are here to help those who can't bear to go through it. So I'm looking to start sharing more of this wisdom. Some of it's going to be hard to hear for you guys. And those who have met me know a lot of times when I share wisdom, I share it when I know you're ready. Sometimes you still may not want to hear it, and it may be very harsh and raw, because you have to hear the story to truly grasp the magnitude of the wisdom that's coming through. And some of my stories may be too intense for you guys. But that's your level of awareness, where you are at this time. Some, it may not affect you at all, and it may just breeze right over. But that's where you are. What your soul brought into this lifetime, in this human body. We're all here having a human experience. Just because I can get online and talk to you all doesn't mean my life is pretty, that it's perfect, and that I'm not in pain, and that I don't have issues. We all have them. I just have found the courage to speak and to move beyond these things. So I want that to happen for you guys as well. So you guys remember the blessing that you are. Don't ever dim your light. If others can't handle you, then find a new tribe. Because there's no need to ever dim yourself down. Step back because someone can't handle you. I had to do that very often in the village I was living because I had nowhere else to go unless I totally abandoned my volunteer task. But I pushed through it. But yes, many people wanted me to dim my light because they couldn't handle my level of intensity and authenticity and just who I am. So look at that in your lives, where you allowing others to make you feel less than or unworthy. Check on that. And then decide, are these people worth keeping in your life? Because anyone who wants you to be less than who you are, they don't deserve to have you in their lives. So I wish you guys a very beautiful day. Have a blessed weekend. And I will talk to you soon. Much love. Take care. Bye-bye.